Last time we left off with blocks and how we can stick them together to make scripts. We learned about the green flag block and how it causes everything connected to it to happen when the green flag's pressed. Remember this guy? Who's in events, right? And you take him over here, and then anything that's connected to this, when we press the green flag, it will happen. Okay, so now we're going to learn about some of the different kinds of blocks and what they do. Motion blocks over here, what they do is they control what the sprite on the stage, how they're moving. And it's the one that you have selected. So right now we have sprite 1 selected. So for example, if I grab this move 10 steps block and connect it to the when the green flag is clicked block, and I press the green flag, the sprite moves 10 steps to the right. And if I put in maybe, I can change this to maybe -10, what do you think is going to happen? Well, the sprite's going to move 10 steps to the left. If you're wondering about why that happens, well, you could ask your math teacher about that. But for now, just remember, negative numbers mean go left. Positive numbers mean go right. Now, let's experiment. Motion blocks are really important. For fun, pause the video here and try out 3 motion blocks and look at what happens when you use them. Did the cat move? Did nothing happen? If nothing happened, why did nothing happen? Try it out. Now let's talk about looks blocks. Looks blocks change the appearance of the selected sprite, and they allow the sprite to say things and they can think things. For example, if we choose this say hello for 2 seconds block, let's get rid of this move -10 steps block, connect this guy over here, and I go press the green flag. The scratch cat says hello for 2 seconds, but I could make it say whatever I want to, like it could say Scratch is cool for 2 seconds, or maybe I don't want 2 seconds, maybe I want 1 second. And what's going to happen? Oh, it says Scratch is cool. Now I think looks blocks are really cool. So what if I chose this change the color effect block? Now what do you think this is going to do? It says change color effect by 25. And we can click this drop down menu and there's a bunch of different ones there. And I press the green flag. Oh, the cat turned green. I wonder why that happened. How about you experiment? For fun, try one more looks block. Try changing the number in it if it has a number. What happened when you use this block? Did anything happen? Why did you think nothing happened if nothing did? Or what do you think that the block did? Now let's learn about some more blocks. Up next are the sound blocks. Now sound blocks, they let us play sounds. So if I drag this play sound block over to my when the green flag is clicked block, let's take off the color effect block, we don't need it anymore. Play sound meow, I wonder what that's going to do. We're going to press the green flag and it meowed. Now sound blocks are also pretty cool, but they're not as important as the looks and the motion blocks, but feel free to play around with them after the video's done. Pen blocks are really neat too. They let us control a pen on the stage and it draws a line. Now these are really neat. They're used in a lot of these special kinds of projects that people challenge themselves to only have one script and one sprite. But we're not really going to cover them here because we want to talk about what we can do with sprites and not the pen. Data blocks are also really important, but they cover concepts like variables and lists, which we're going to show you later in projects where it'll make a bit more sense. Events blocks, we've already seen one of these. It's the when the green flag is clicked block. They allow us to group scripts into events. For example, this block would let us say, do all of this only when the space key is pressed. Events blocks are cool because they let your sprite interact with other sprites on the stage, and they let you interact with, well, you. Question time. If the green flag block makes blocks connected to it run when the green flag is pressed, what do you think the when this sprite is clicked block does? Control blocks make sure that certain blocks in your script only run after certain things happen, or they happen a number of times. These are really important in interactive programs like games. For example, if I wanted to make part of my script run 10 times, I could use this repeat 10 times block. These things are shaped kind of weird. Like, what if I drag this move minus 10 steps block over here again? And it'll say repeat 10, move minus 10 steps. It'll go back up. I've done this 1 time, so now repeat it 9 times. Go back up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you're done. Let's just test this out. And see, it did it 10 times. Sensing blocks are used to allow a sprite to wait for an event. They're usually used with the if blocks back over here in the control blocks section. We can use them to see if a sprite is touching a color or if the sprite is a certain distance from another sprite. We'll look at these more in later videos when we use them in projects. Now finally we've gotten to operators. We're not going to talk about more blocks because that's way too complicated for this video. But operators, they let us use math. And this is another one of those things that's going to be really important later. But once again, feel free to play around with it. So today, we learned all about blocks. Have fun playing around. See you next time.